Imagine surviving in a world blanketed by ice and snow. How did the majestic woolly mammoth manage this formidable feat? Step back in time to the Ice Age, a period when much of the Earth was a frozen wilderness. In this harsh landscape roamed the woolly mammoth, an impressive creature that has captivated human curiosity for centuries. Standing at heights up to 13 feet and weighing as much as 10 tons, these giants were well equipped for survival. One of the woolly mammoth's most distinctive features was its thick, shaggy coat. This dense fur, paired with a layer of fat up to 4 inches thick, provided essential insulation against the biting cold. Additionally, their large, curved tusks, which could extend up to 15 feet, were not just formidable weapons but also vital tools. They used these tusks to dig through deep snow to reach the grasses and other vegetation that sustained them throughout the bitter winters. The woolly mammoth was not just a giant of the Ice Age, but a master of adaptation. The habitat of the woolly mammoth was as harsh as it was expansive. Stretching from the ice-bound stretches of North America across to the frosty expanses of northern Eurasia, these mammoth creatures roamed an Earth that was vastly different from the one we know today. Imagine a world where the sun barely creeps above the horizon during the long, cold winters. Temperatures plunged far below freezing, crafting a landscape dominated by permafrost. This was a world of tundra, a treeless plain, where the wind sculpted snow into towering drifts and the earth was clad in a blanket of ice. In this frigid environment, vegetation was sparse and hardy. Grasses, sedges, and small shrubs were sprinkled over the frozen soil, interspersed with patches of mosses and lichens. These plants formed the bulk of the woolly mammoth's diet. They used their immense curved tusks to scrape the snow and ice away from these precious food sources, a daily struggle for survival in the biting cold. The mammoths also migrated over long distances, following the growth cycles of their limited food supplies. Their journeys were monumental, traversing the harsh, icy landscapes that connected their feeding grounds in the summer to their wintering sites. This constant movement was not just a quest for food, but a dance with the very elements themselves, as they sought out the less harsh conditions within their frosty world. Moreover, living in such a demanding climate meant that every feature of the woolly mammoth was a testament to adaptation. Their thick, shaggy coats, a mixture of coarse outer hairs, and a dense, oily underwool provided insulation. Their large humpbacks stored fat reserves, crucial for surviving the winter months when food was scarce. In such an unforgiving landscape, every adaptation was critical. The woolly mammoth, with its impressive size and specialized adaptations, was not just surviving, it was masterfully attuned to its icy world, a true giant of the Ice Age. Every part of the woolly mammoth was designed to conquer the cold. These magnificent creatures, towering behemoths of the Ice Age, were more than just oversized relics. They were masterfully adapted to their frigid environments. Imagine a creature wrapped in a shaggy coat of fur. The woolly mammoth's exterior was its first line of defense against the biting cold. This fur was not merely thick, but consisted of 2 layers. The outer layer boasted long, coarse guard hairs that could reach lengths of up to 3 feet, while a denser, oilier undercoat trapped heat close to the body. This dual-layer system created an insulated barrier against the frosty air, much like a modern thermal jacket. Beneath this furry armor lay another crucial adaptation, a thick layer of fat, sometimes as much as 4 inches thick. This fat served multiple purposes. It acted as an insulator, keeping the mammoth warm, and also as an energy reserve during times when food was scarce. The harsh winters of the Ice Age did not always provide ample sustenance, so this fat was a vital survival tool. Now, let's turn our attention to the smaller yet significant features, the ears and tail. Unlike their modern relatives, the elephants, woolly mammoths, had much smaller ears. This was no accident of nature. Large ears are great for losing heat, a useful feature in the warm climates that elephants inhabit. However, in the freezing temperatures of the Ice Age, losing heat was definitely not desirable. Thus, the mammoth's smaller ears minimized heat loss, helping them retain warmth. Their tails were also shorter compared to those of modern elephants, which further reduced the risk of frostbite and heat loss. Every part of their anatomy had a role to play in their survival. Through these physical adaptations, the woolly mammoth thrived in environments that would challenge many of today's creatures. Their bodies were not just built to survive the cold, but to dominate it. From the snowy tundras to the icy winds that swept across their habitats, these giants were unyielding. Nature sculpted the woolly mammoth into a living fortress against the Ice Age chill. How does the ancient woolly mammoth compare to its modern relatives, the elephants? Let's delve into the fascinating differences between these majestic creatures of the past and present, starting with their habitats. The woolly mammoth thrived during the Pleistocene epoch, a time marked by vast icy landscapes and frigid temperatures. These giants roamed the Mammoth steppe, an extensive grassland that stretched from Spain across Eurasia to Canada. This environment, dominated by cold and dry conditions, was starkly different from the habitats of today's elephants. In contrast, modern elephants, including both African and Asian species, inhabit much warmer climates. African elephants roam across sub-Saharan Africa, wandering through savannas and forests, while Asian elephants are found in the lush forests and grasslands of Southeast Asia. These environments are not only warmer but also more biologically diverse compared to the icy expanses once walked by mammoths. The differences in climate between the mammoth steppe and current elephant habitats have necessitated distinct adaptations. Woolly mammoths were equipped with a thick coat of fur, a layer of fat, and smaller ears to minimize heat loss, all adaptations to survive the harsh Arctic cold. On the other hand, today's elephants have larger ears that help dissipate heat and less body hair, adaptations suited to their warmer environments. Predators and available resources also varied greatly. Woolly mammoths had to contend with formidable predators like saber-toothed tigers and giant wolves. Modern elephants face threats from lions, tigers, and humans, but the dynamics are different as human expansion has significantly altered natural habitats and predator-prey relationships. Moreover, the resources available to woolly mammoths were limited during the Ice Age, with diets primarily consisting of tough grasses and shrubs. Elephants today have a more varied diet, including fruits, leaves, and bark, which reflect the richer biodiversity of their environments. Though separated by time and environment, the link between ancient mammoths and modern elephants reveals the power of adaptation. These comparisons not only highlight the resilience and versatility of these creatures, but also underscore the profound impact of climate on the evolution of species. As we continue to explore their stories, we gain more insight into the past, and perhaps into our future as well. Surviving predators and competitors is no small feat in the Ice Age. Amid the frigid expanses and fierce competitors, the woolly mammoth not only survived but thrived. Their primary defense mechanism wasn't just their colossal size, it was also their impressive tusks. These weren't merely ornamental, they were essential tools for survival. Imagine tusks over 10 feet long, not just weapons but versatile tools. Woolly mammoths used these giant spiral tusks for combat against predators like the fearsome saber-toothed tiger, but their uses extended beyond combat. These tusks were pivotal in digging through layers of snow to uncover hidden vegetation. In a landscape where every bit of food was precious, this ability to access buried fodder meant the difference between life and starvation during the harsh winter months. But the mammoth's strategies for survival went beyond their physical attributes. They were also profoundly social creatures. Living in herds not only facilitated the sharing of discovered food, but provided crucial protection. When threatened, the mammoths would form a protective circle, with the vulnerable calves safely surrounded by the formidable bulk of the adults. This formation was a highly effective deterrent, turning the group into a fortress against the ambushes of predators. These social structures and the intelligent use of their physical traits underscore the mammoth's adaptability to their frozen world. With cunning and strength, the woolly mammoth turned the icy tundra into a stronghold. Reflect on the incredible journey of the woolly mammoth through the Ice Age. This colossal creature, covered in thick fur with a humped back and long curved tusks, was not just a passive participant in its frigid world, but a master of adaptation. The woolly mammoth, much like its modern relatives, the elephants, possessed an array of physical adaptations tailored to the harsh Ice Age environment. Its dense, oily fur and subcutaneous fat were crucial for insulation, while its large, flat molars were perfect for grinding the tough, frozen tundra vegetation. Interestingly, when we compare them to today's elephants, we notice that despite their size, mammoths had smaller ears, reducing heat loss, a fine example of evolutionary finesse. Moreover, these Ice Age titans played a significant role in their ecosystem, shaping the environment just as it shaped them. By feeding on large amounts of vegetation, they help maintain the health of their habitats, preventing overgrowth and supporting a diversity of life forms. Their movements across the land helped to disperse seeds, fostering plant growth, and ensuring resources were abundant for other species as well. As we marvel at the woolly mammoth's ability to thrive in such extreme conditions, we gain a deeper appreciation for the resilience and complexity of life on Earth. Their story is not just a tale of survival, but a poignant reminder of how life adapts and endures, leaving a legacy that echoes through the ages long after the ice has melted.